Well, we're barely a week in and we've already got our first official tier list, I would say. I mean, take all of this with a grain of salt, but this is really interesting because we have the Topanga TV guys, Tokido, Mago, and Gachikun, who have created the first tier list for Street Fighter 6, and I just want to talk about a little bit of this. I want to let you know my thoughts, and it's just interesting to see where certain characters have placed just from our week 1 impressions. Again, I'm going to say this a lot, take this all with a grain of salt, but it is super fascinating for me to see how some characters might be really strong and some might be very weak. Now, I want to talk about a few on this list, some that I might agree and disagree about. A character that's been in a lot of conversation has been Dhalsim, and now, I do agree that Dhalsim might have it rough in this game. You know, I think Daigo mentioned that this is the first aggressive Street Fighter game since Street Fighter 3. And, you know, I definitely think Street Fighter 4 was a defensive game. And then Street Fighter 5, I just got crush countered in that game. I don't even remember what happened in Street Fighter 5. Now, Dhalsim in particular, I think he has it rough in just some of the matchups here. Like specifically, I remember playing my friend Rattel and he plays Dhalsim, and I played Kimberly and I just went ape on him, and it was really tough. He had to guess in neutral, and there's just so many rushdown characters in this game where Dhalsim might just have struggle kind of keeping that distance. Like, I don't even know how the Dhalsim versus JP matchup looks, which I'll talk about JP in a little bit and like what I think about where that character stands, because that's a whole other discussion we're gonna have. But Dhalsim has never been a popular character pick. Dhalsim's always been kind of a character specialist type of character, if that makes sense. Like, in any Street Fighter game, thinking back, I don't think Dhalsim was ever a popular choice. There was always one or two players that have really showed the world what that character is capable of, and I think Dhalsim might just need a little bit more time. I'm fully not giving up on the character, even though some matchups seem rough on paper. The other star character I want to talk about that's on this list at C tier, down there with Zangief, is Jamie. Now, I truly believe this character is better than most Jamie players are telling the world that he is. I think Jamie has so much more potential. I just think Jamie is way more difficult to play than a lot of the other characters on this list. You really got to manage your drinking meter. I just think there's a little bit more to think about with Jamie. I feel like a lot of Jamie players are very negative on where this character stands, because I truly believe Jamie is way better than a lot of people give him credit for. And even right now, if I had to make a list, I would probably put Jamie at least in the B tier section, but again, these players who made this list know a lot more than I do. The other quick one I want to actually mention, who I think should be a little bit higher on this list, is JP. Like I mentioned him a little bit earlier, you know, this is the Mortal Kombat character that they added into Street Fighter. I don't know what Capcom was smoking, but JP's a lot of fun. I think that the fact that people are doing so well with him so early on in the game's life cycle just shows this character's potential. Like, we don't even know JP setups properly yet. Like, sure, we have some side switch combos. Sonic Fox has been showing some crazy 50-50s. Give this character time, and I think JP is easily in the S tier category if he stays the same as he is now. Like, he's got a counter on Wake Up that you can't media or you can't throw. You have to like beat it by delaying your normal, then you're risking letting him escape. Like, JP is scary. Like, I really think that this character has a lot of potential to easily be on this S tier category. I was watching his stream yesterday, actually. Yesterday night, Tokido was playing his Luke, and he was just getting destroyed by this JP player. Like, it's clear that the more time players are given with him, the scarier he's gonna be, and the more oppressive he's gonna be. Now, very quickly, I just want to talk about the top tiers, the ones that are in S tier here. These all seem quite correct. Truthfully, I've not ran into a lot of Guiles online, but I do think Guile is pretty cracked, even though some things have been nerfed since the beta and those crazy long combos that we've been seeing. Luke, I think, is a character that I've always talked about, you know, just having an answer to everything, though he's kind of like the Ryu of this game, even though I understand Ryu does exist, but he's just kind of like a modified Ryu is how I look at Luke and his playstyle. And I think he's really good, but I also think he might be a little bit oversold if this tier list is in order of best in each rank. I do think, again, Luke is an incredible character, but I also think the way Goichi was playing in the demo and was just shutting people down, Goichi probably oversold Luke as a week 1 character, But I think I would still put him in S tier in my personal opinion. The other one is Jury that's on this list. I think Jury is really scary. Her walk speed alone makes her so oppressive. And Ken seems to be a really high choice right now for the Shotos over Ryu, which is a little bit sad. It looks like Ken just has a bit more potential. But I think it all goes back to what we were talking about this being a bit more of an aggressive game. So it might be like Third Strike again, where Ken is just the better Shoto. But saying it one more time. Take all of this with a grain of salt. This is week 1. There are so many option selects to be figured out. There are so much tech being, shared on Twitter and people figuring out new things. And all it could take is one piece of tech for one of these low tier characters to completely move up to the top. So really interesting. I think it's a pretty damn good list for week 1. But let me know what you guys think. If you want to learn some more Street Fighter with us, the Air Bear Dojo, we've been releasing episodes almost every day here. So come learn Street Fighter 6 with us and enter this journey of the new era of fighting games. I love you all. You're the best, and I'll see you in the next one.